All right, hello everyone. This is gonna be my kind of guide and just analysis of a game that I played in relatively high elo. I am Diamond 199 LP at the moment on set 8.5. So I do have a lot of games ran on it, and one of the comps I want to highlight is Brawler Jax. Jax has kind of seen a resurgence in the meta recently, and from what I've seen, he is very, very powerful when played in the right spots. So the first thing you want to do is try to win a bow off the first carousel. A bow will often set you up for a good path throughout the entire game in general, but especially for Jax, bows are very important. So I do think bow start is very strong, not only for Jax, but it keeps you flexible for a lot of other builds these days as well. Could go into Jhin with it, Warwick, etc. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of speed through the stage one. I'll try to highlight some things, probably play it this whole VOD in about 2 times speed. And as soon as I see this opener, I just type Jax because bow, Jax, Riven, and Blitz. I have the admin already available to me if I do find a LeBlanc or a Camille. And this often happens in higher elos, and it's actually, in my opinion, like, it may seem like kind of cringe or whatever, but it does help. It just helps everyone in the lobby because they kind of know, right? They kind of know what I want to go for, and they kind of know that they probably don't want to go for it either. When you say this as well, other people will come check your board and see your spot. And obviously I only say this in a great spot for Jax, right? So since I have bow and 3 brawlers already, I am almost ready to commit at this point, considering how consistent and strong this comp is. So as soon as I get dropped the RFC, I know that I'm gonna have a pretty strong early game because I can just slam that on Jax, and even a Jax one with RFC in stage 2 can streak you the whole stage given the rest of your units are decent. So obviously I'm gonna want to pick up a 4th brawler, but other than that, I'll pick up any pairs, highlighting any range units such as Kayle, Lucian, Ashe that can kind of serve as a backliner. But otherwise a Pantheon pair is completely acceptable. So I see my 3rd item, it's a glove. I never want to make Lost Whisper on Jax, so I'm just going to slam the RFC. That's probably the best item, I would say, and the most important item for Jax in my experience. Then the glove is pretty flexible. You could go into things like Hodge, IE. IE is not ideal. Probably like Hodge, JG, QSS, stuff like that. IE is kind of more of a last resort type of thing. And so from this spot, these are my options. In general, it's kind of good to play a lot of econ with Jax, but considering my opener and the fact that I have a Jax, I have 3 brawler already, I could hit a 4th like Renekton or Lee Sin or Vi. I do think Makeshift is quite good here for that reason, because I want to play like a tempo strong opener. And here especially, it's even more good because then I can just go for the next item on Jax with this glove, right? I don't have to invest anything into frontline, and I'm really kind of all in on Jax at this point. So now that I have the 4 brawlers start, I decide to just level because, like I said, I'm keeping with the game plan. I'm taking Makeshift for a really good tempo early on. I already know my board has really good potential to be super strong. So I'm gonna level here for the 4 brawler. So we're just gonna end up selling the Renekton and level up for Lee Sin. Yeah, you'll see, and Riven. That's the board here. And then when you're playing RFC Jax in general, the main things to keep in mind are you want Blitzcrank to get first focus with his ability that reduces damage when he casts. And then also you want to keep Lee Sin and Vi near Jax. Why do you want to do that? It's because Lee Sin will shield Jax sometimes, and then Vi will shred their armor with her ability. And then I already know that I want the glove on Jax because I have Makeshift armor, so I want to complete this glove. Like I said, glove is a relatively flexible component, so I'll kind of go for anything on this carousel. And I'm really trying to play for a 5-win streak here now. On Blitz pair, 4 brawler opener, and Jax with RFC, very strong. We pick up the first win here. Not much to say about this shop, to be honest. I do try to scout in between every combat as much as I can, and the main thing to look for at this point is I want my blitzcrank to be on the taking focus from the side where most enemy units are. So if the enemy units are here, I'll put blitzcrank here and then move my units to the right so that blitzcrank gets targeted. If they're here, I'll just stay on the left. Does that make sense? Hope it does. Checking his admin. I think it was plus 20 on combat starts. I read that wrong. Don't really care too much right now. Get the second win here. A little close, but we do get the win. Pick up a LeBlanc. I check the admin immediately. Okay, things to look out for the admin, because the admin is extremely important, right? It can make or break your game. And it can determine whether or not you go top 4 or whether or not your board has higher potential than that. So a good admin is very crucial. That being said, if you have a poor admin, you may want to consider pivoting out of Jax brawlers in general. You could also look at the other admins and see if any of them are good for Warwick. For example, on Ally Death, admins gain 18% attack speed is not very bad, but the other ones are not too great. The one I'm looking at here is on Kill the Killer heals 400 health, which actually is a very solid one. In a way, it just gives you Thrill of the Hunt, right? And on Jax especially, it can be very good because Jax is doing all of the damage in this comp. Think about it, you have Jax, and you just have, what, 5 other brawlers or so. So there's very little damage coming out from the other units, so that means Jax will get a lot of these kills. And if you take the killer heals, then you'll be able to go 3 damage items on Jax, which is very, very strong. So that is the best one to me. Other ones to look out for are any of them that give your Jax AP, any of them that give him attack speed. Permanent HP per 5 seconds is pretty good as well. So yeah, so we end up hitting the blitzcrank, and I do think that this admin is good enough to run. So I do, now that I have the blitz 2 and the LeBlanc, I end up leveling up on 2-3 to 5, pretty aggressive play. And then I'm playing this board of 4 brawler plus 2 admin. Forgive the alt tabbing, but yeah, this should just be a free round. And like I said, like putting your blitzcrank on the right side is very crucial, because you see how he's just tanking the entire team with his ults. It's a very, very strong ult early on, especially if you have blitzcrank too. So definitely try to be cognizant of your early game positioning, because it does make a difference in a lot of these fights. Alrighty. So like I said, I'm playing on glove right now. So what am I looking for right now? Ideally, it's one of these items. Hodge, JG, QSS, or Guardbreaker. I think I'd probably take Hodge or JG first, but really any of them are acceptable. And you'll see I actually just go for the Guardbreaker here. I go for the belt here thinking that if I fight someone strong, I'm just going to slam the Guardbreaker, because the 5 win is just really, really powerful, right? And I kind of need to play for the 5 win because my econ isn't great. But my econ's not great because I kind of know that my board is probably strongest in the lobby. I end up switching to right side here for the reasons I stated. I saw a few more people angling to the left side of the board, so I want Blitz to take first focus. Unfortunately, this guy's on the right, but... And then since this guy is 100 HP and he looks very strong, he has the Last Whisper, Hodge, a lot of 2-star units, I end up just slamming the Guardbreaker. And honestly, just looking at this fight, you see all his 2-stars and it kind of looks sus, but he has Renegade active as well and 2 2-star brawlers. But you can see the power of Jax here. Even a Jax 1 with RFC is able to actually cut through these guys. I'm getting pretty good value out of the admin as well. You'll see right at the end here, Jax does heal up. Cool. Just holding some random units, make 10 here. At this point, it's smooth sailing because the people at the bottom of the lobby aren't as strong, so I've already beat the stronger ones. So it is just a free 5 streak here. And yeah, this is, like I said, this is kind of like a dream opener for Jax though. So a lot of times I will just kind of sack early on and you play an econ game and you send it down on 6 all in for Jax to Riven to I to Lee Sin to you know, any brawlers, any admin. I hit Jax pair here. Of course I'm gonna make 20. Let's see what items we pick up on the Krugs here. Nothing from that one. Tragedy. Oh, and then I just hit I hit Jacks 2 off the Krug, which is super high roll. If this happens, then you don't have to roll on 6, right? Because you're already so strong. Unless you have like, let's say you're on Vi pair, Renekton pair, and Riven pair, then you can roll for one of them. Maybe it's acceptable. But if you just hit the Jacks 2 in this spot, you don't have to roll at all. So it's a super nice luxury. If I didn't hit this Jacks, which will happen in most games, obviously this is a quite high roll game, then what I would do is I would level on 3-1 with the streak, and try to maintain the streak, and then on 3-2 I'd roll for Jacks 2 on Jacks pair. Jacks 2 is such a massive spike, so you'll see I'm just gonna level anyway for my streak. I see one other guy streaking. It doesn't look so clear. It doesn't look too clear if I'll win. I'm probably favored, but you never know. Oh, I actually end up don't leveling, which is probably good because I think I realized that I'm most likely gonna beat him. I just wanted to cover for my mistake if in case I did level. I forgot. But I end up don't level it. I end up not leveling and kind of greeting it in a sense because I see my 2 matchups here are really weak and I could probably beat the one strong guy. So it's actually huge for me though because I'm getting so much gold now. I end up making 30 and I keep the streak, so. And I'm pretty sure I don't roll here because I do have Jacks 2. Here, so let's take a look at the options. Options are Knives Edge, Preparation, and Phony Frontline. So first of all, you definitely don't want Phony with this Brawler's variation because you already have Infinite Frontline, and it's even hard to just fit all the units in the front row. So you will not get a lot of value out of Phony. So I already crossed that out immediately. Preparation does not seem great because I want something that will give me power right now. I'm on a 6 streak. I kind of know if I could keep the streak going for a few more rounds, it's guaranteed top 4. That's how it goes. That's how it usually goes, right? If you 7, 8, 9, especially 10 streak, it's guaranteed top 4 at least. So I end up going for the tempo option, which is Knives Edge, which is pretty decent. It's not incredible, but it's not bad anyway. It's not bad by any means. I mean, giving your Jacks some AD never hurts. So, and it works well for Warwick. So, I don't think Knives Edge is bad at all here. Just end up taking it. I'm gonna level here for Shen, I believe, for Defender and Hacker. I'm looking at the matchups and I'm actually thinking about hackering my Jackson. Okay, I don't do it this turn. Instead, I just play the front line from my RC Jack. Seems good. This looks like a pretty easy matchup. So we get the win here. Lee Sin 2, very big. Yeah, so it's been a pretty high roll game, for sure. But hopefully the thought process does help. Playing against a sure shot player here. So I end up hacker. You see I scout the matchups and I'm looking especially at this guy, the streaker, and I want to hacker my Jacks onto the Ashe. And it does catch my opponent's off guard because this guy did not move for it, so. This player, I should say. Yeah, you'll see we're kind of able to steamroll the early game. And this will happen a lot with Jacks, for sure, if you get the the right opener, the right items, for sure. So on this carousel, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a potential Jacks opponent. Right now I'm sitting on a cloak, so what can that really make? Honestly, I don't really want Bloodthirster because I have the, like I said, I have the on-kill killer gains 400 health or heals 400 health. So I don't really want healing. I want to go for like 3 damage items or potentially more utility. So something like Spark, QSS seems good here. I think I was looking at the Riven because that is a Riven pair with a Vest, which is a decent component. So let's see what I end up getting here. Spark is gone. Riven gone. So I probably just go for the QSS. Makes sense. I just want to slam that right now. Very good tempo play. I end up leveling right here at 3-5 for streak. And let me just Let me just point out a few things here. I'm gonna slow it down. Just my thought process. So I hit Shen 2. So obviously I want to upgrade that. And I end up pushing here. I do see the Aatrox in my shop as well. I'm not sure, I don't quite remember if I do end up playing that. But I think I do have 6 Brawler here if I play Vi and Renekton. So I think that's what I end up going for. But I'm not sure. It's actually close. I'm not sure what's better here, 6 Brawler or Shen 2. I'm not sure what I end up going with, but I think I guess I decide that Shen 2 is a little better, which seems reasonable to me. It is a 2-star 3 cost for a defender as well. I scout the matchups as well to see if there's a lot of AD. So let me check the matchup. So AD here, and AP here. But that's what swayed me into keeping Shen, right? It is a defender as well. I think it's quite good. And I'm hiding the hacker down in the bottom right and hackering Jax at the last second so that my opponents don't expect it. And since I kind of know I'm winning this matchup... Alright, we're back. What I was saying is, since I kind of know I win this matchup after hackering the Jackson on the backline, I'm kind of fine with just with not slamming QSS just yet. Like maybe I get something better. Like say I get dropped like 2 rods on the next on the Wolves, then I would want to go for JG Spark there, right? So if I do end up fighting someone where it looks like it's gonna be close, then I'll just send the QSS here. But otherwise, there's no harm in waiting. But yeah, so I just go for the level on 3-5 just to secure my streak, and I should be able to just get an easy 10 streak here, which is really, really big. Considering some things right now. Yeah, and I checked the matchups again, and there is a bit of AD, 2 AD again, so I do end up just swaying towards the Shen. I did see a Twisted Fate 2 in my pool, which I'm fighting right now, which is a little scary actually. In which case Brawler probably would have been a little better, but TFT is a game of odds, and it was 2 out of 3 to be an AD matchup, so that's just what I went for. The Shen is actually clutching up here though. It got a lot of redirect damage from my Jax, so my Jax is able to take down the TF with the hacker. Definitely very big, and we do get the 10 streak here. Make 20 here as well, and our egg is about to hatch, so let's see what's in the egg. Some gold reforger and a chalice. So since I have makeshift, I don't love this too much, but that being said, I mean, a chalice on my Jax too, I can't really complain. So I probably do end up just chalicing the Jax here, whether I put it on Lee Sin, you know, Riven, Vi, it's whatever. Probably would be more correct to put it on Vi right now because my Lee Sin is 2-star, so he can tank more, but sometimes you make a few mistakes. Get some gold here, you just make 40. And so now looking at my items, I find the Warwick, so there's two things I'm considering here. It's either I slam TG and then TG my Warwick, or I QSS Jax, and I think I do lean towards QSSing Jax, but not exactly sure what's better. But Warwick is a huge hit here, gives me 6 Brawler and keeps the admin, of course, so very good. And he works well with Knives Edge, obviously. So we're just gonna sell the LeBlanc, we're gonna eco. If we win this round, we'll just push 8 next round, I would assume, and then just try to keep the streak because I am on 5 streak income. It's important to try to maintain it, of course. Kind of mess up my positioning here. I think I would rather have Blitz here, so that Lee Sin and Warwick can walk up, but it's a minor thing. But obviously with Jax, the main things to consider about the positioning, especially with Knives Edge, obviously, but even if you don't have Knives Edge or Battle Mage, you just want to put Jax second row, left or right pocket. So least likely that he'll get focused into most matchups, least likely he'll get CC'd by things like, let's say like Echo, you know, Urgot, whatever. On top of that, you obviously want to have your units like Vi, Lee Sin, Blitzcrank in the front, and then Warwick and Jax behind, so that they get second focus and they don't get the aggro first from AD champions like, let's say like Samira or whatever. You just don't want to get targeted first. So that's why I'm positioning like this quite intentionally, so that the units that I want are getting focused first. See how this round goes? I don't quite remember. I think this one was a little close. Guardbreaker getting some decent value this fight. Guardbreaker Jax isn't incredible, but that's just how it worked this game, right? And the value I got from it is insane because it got me a 10 streak. I mean, take that every day of the week for sure. So we get the win here, so I wouldn't be surprised if I just level. I don't quite remember exactly if I do. Okay, let's take a look at these. These are quite interesting. So Forge, I was thinking could be okay, but the only hit I really get is Randuin's. Randuin's would be quite good, but because my brawlers have so much HP, so just giving them resistances is huge. But that being said, there's also things like Death's Defiance, Trinity Force on Warwick, which wouldn't be terrible. But I end up thinking that imagine if I get a shop where it's like Anima Visage, Obsidian Cleaver, and then like I don't know, like Zanya's. It wouldn't be great. The other thing I'm considering is Admin Crest, which could be cool. I could run some 4 admin stuff, but I end up realizing that I won't be able to play 4 admin guaranteed this round because I don't have another admin sitting on my bench. So for the tempo and just for the streak, I end up taking Sunfire Board, which is already a really good augment with brawlers because the fights last over 20 seconds every single fight, so you're getting pretty insane value out of Sunfire Board. I don't have any anti-heal yet anyway, so it definitely seems like a pretty good option. You'll see I have really strong combat this game, which is kind of a trend you'll see for Jax, that when you have really strong combat augments, it definitely affects your placement positively. I would be really surprised if I didn't level here. Okay, I do level here and I do roll a little bit on Riven Pair. Also looking for a decent +1 to this board because you'll see right now I already have 6 brawler, 2 defender, 2 admin. Technically Shen can be dropped as well. But yeah, so I do grab the Belveth, and now that I Belveth pair, I am thinking, okay, I have Knife's Edge, Belveth, and I do have a glove, so I'm definitely considering looking for a Belveth too at some point. I do sell the pair. For some reason I'm tunnel on the Viego, but for now I just go with the Echo for Aegis. It's a decent unit and it gives my whole team MMR obviously. On a win, I wouldn't be surprised if I sell Viego pair plus Renekton. And now I'm fighting a Urgot 2, which I did not scout. But not sure if there's too much I could do about the Urgot 2. Very strong. So it is what it is. And I think I do lose my streak here, unfortunately. Yeah, we do lose to the Urgot 2. Definitely very strong here. Lost Whisper, Guardbreaker, and Obsidian Cleaver, so no way to make 10. I don't really want to sell Jax. I don't really want to sell Riven. So I missed Belveth too, but now I think I kind of realized that these Belveths could be really good with Knife's Edge. I hold 1 and then I want to make 10, which seems reasonable to me because I probably can start econing up again. I know I just lost a round, but that guy was kind of an anomaly. I mean, an Urgot 2 at 4-2 is pretty insane, especially with 3 items. One of them being an Ornn item and the other 2 being very good as well. So that's a bit of an anomaly. And looking at the rest of the lobby, I kind of think that I can handle it without rolling much. So I can kind of afford to start econing. And this game, I do want to hit Jax 3. It's really hard to outcap a lot of these 4 costs without Jax 3. So I'm gonna play for that win con this game, I believe. Obviously, if you're just let's say you're in my spot and you have 0 Jaxes, you econ all the way up to 50 and you just have 0 Jaxes still, then you probably just want to push levels and play for, you know, however high placement you can get, maybe 3rd, whatever. But we'll see what happens this game. Obviously, I'm already at 4. It also depends whether or not you're contested. So if you're heavily contested, you're just forced to push levels most of the time. But this game, I believe I am just uncontested on Jax more or less. So I have a glove on bench, so I'm looking to complete that. Something like Hodge, IE, QSS, I guess. I mean, there's nothing great, but I end up opting for the QSS, I believe, after the 5 cost raw drops. QSS or sword, it's whatever. I don't think I slam yet because I do have the ASOL coming up. So I hit Riven 2 there, which is a big upgrade. So now my board's pretty upgraded. Obviously still missing Warwick 2. Also consider that Shen and Echo are technically still free spots. I could sub those out for any other unit. So that's why I'm holding this Belveth right now. I'm starting to think that post Dragon, I could have some pretty good Belveth items here. With the like this is a good component. It could make QSS, it could make Bloodthirster, it could make Runons, and then this can make you know, IE, Hodge, Heartbreaker. So we're just gonna keep chugging along. Like I said, the plan is to econ back up, because I think my board is still relatively stable relative to the lobby. Take a 5-unit loss here. I mean, it is what it is. I'm probably gonna sack one more and then roll it down. And like I said, I can afford to do this because of my HP lead, right? At this point, I kind of realized, all right, I'll probably just play the Bel'Veth over the Echo, lose Aegis for the Bel'Veth, and I'm kind of realizing that, yeah, I do have that potential. I do end up selling this Shen here, which is a little interesting. I'm actually not sure if I agree with this in hindsight, but my thought process was that I do want to play Garen 2 over Shen 2 if I want to play Defender. And since I'm going to lose anyway, I can just afford it. But I'm not sure. I mean, it's not like Garen 2 versus Shen 2, Garen 1 versus Shen 2 is like a massive difference or anything. I mean, Garen's ult is huge. It's an AoE stun, so I don't mind it too much, but I'm not sure if I really agree with it in hindsight. But yeah, so we're just gonna keep chugging along. Like I said, we're probably stacking one more and then rolling it back down post neutrals, grabbing any Jaxes, Bel'Veth 2, Warwick 2, and then Garen. Like I said, I could play Garen 2, I could play Fiddlesticks, I could play Urgot, I could play the Janna. Relatively flexible spot, right? But everything else is pretty crucial. Obviously, I want 6 Brawler for sure. Alright, so we do get a win here while sacking, so that's quite nice. And I do end up holding the Bel'Veth to keep... I missed 30, but just holding the Bel'Veth there, realizing that I probably want to just play Bel'Veth 2. Huge shop here. Jax, Vi 2, and Bel'Veth 2. So now I know exactly what I want to go for. I want to go for Bel'Veth items with Knife's Edge. So let's see what I get dropped here. I get dropped a bow, very good. Vest, also very good. And then tier, and then the anvil. Okay, so what am I thinking right now? So the first things you gotta think about when you're choosing the items is what will you have left over? Because, like, let's say I just slam Last Whisper here, for example. Then the leftover components don't really work too well together, right? Obviously, Last Whisper on Bel'Veth with Knife's Edge, very insane. But then it's kind of hard to use the other items like Vest, Cloak, Tier. Obviously, I have what's in my anvil. But that's why I think you should consider the combinations. For example, here I'm thinking Titan's Hodge, which is 2 pretty decent items. And then I also have the Cloak to play around. So like, let's see what I grab from here. It's probably like something like Rudons or IE or QSS. Yeah, so I go for the Bloodthirster, which is obviously the one Cloak component I didn't speak of, but you know what I mean. So I am thinking about my item economy, which is the items I'll have left over after slamming something. So this gives me 3 decent items versus just going Last Whisper and then not really having anything else for my Bel'Veth. I could have reforged the Chalice as well, but I don't actually hate the Chalice for Jax. So now that I have 3-item Bel'Veth 2 with Knife's Edge, I actually don't feel I need to roll just yet, but I am 5 Jaxes, so eventually I would think I'll just roll it down for Jax 3 and that'll just be my board. Going 9 will not give me too much value here. I mean, I could play like a Fiddle 2, I could play Urgot 2, but that will be a very long time and it's not even guaranteed to hit. I think Jax 3 at 8 would be a lot more reliable from this spot. Yeah, you'll see this Bel'Veth is actually a monster throughout the game as well. Double healing with Titans and Knife's Edge. Very strong for sure. Popping the damage charts. Yeah, you'll see my HP from the early game is just so big. So, like I said, once you get that 10 streak, it's basically guaranteed top 4. At the very least. Obviously, I'm looking for more this game. And a few things to note. So when I'm scouting for Jax, so let's take a look. So against this guy, it doesn't really matter because he's playing Hacker. He doesn't really have a backline threat. But the or this person, when you're playing Jax, you want your Jax to be as far away from their carry as possible. So like this could be anything. So obviously Urgot 2, I do not want my Jax to be near that. Like get away ASAP. Like I want my Jax to be here if I'm fighting him, so that Urgot locks onto him at the very last time, or as late as possible. If it's like Twisted Fate, Samira, things like I'm trying to think about one more example off the top of my head. Like Kaisa, like let's say it was Kaisa from set set 8 where there was recon, even now with quick draw, but you know, like Kaisa, you want Jax to be as far away from possible as them, so that's why I'm scouting here. And I see TF and Urgot on the right side, so I'm already thinking I'm gonna swap Lee Sin here, Bel'Veth here, Jax here. You'll see I kind of do it last second. I'll probably take another scout, and I want to get my Blitz and my Vi in front, or whatever. Blitz and Ribbon is good. Swap over to the left side to do what I was just saying, and look, now my Jax gets away from the TF. If my Jax was here, and he ends up walking up, he's just gonna get torched by the TF immediately. But now TF has to rip through all of these units before getting a Jax. That's the main thing. And then you want to put your tankiest units like Blitz 2, Riven 2, Vi 2 in front of the Jax to tank as long as possible. Yeah, you'll see in this variation of, I just ended up playing Bel'Veth. I mean, I just hit a Bel'Veth 2. I basically natural Bel'Veth 2, and I had Knives Edge, so it just made sense to me. But normally you'll probably put these items on Warwick, but since I had Warwick 1 and Bel'Veth 2, why not just put it on Bel'Veth, you know? Yeah, see, this Bel'Veth is pretty insane though. Bloodthirster Hodge and the healing admin definitely added up a lot there. So I'm probably gonna start slow rolling it now for Jax 3, I believe. Not really too interested in Samira, Garen pair. And I'm really in no rush right now, right? There's no contesters. I'm very healthy, so I'm just gonna sit at 50 for now. Same kind of concept. I'm scouting the matchups to see who's on the right, and you'll see this guy did swap, which I checked. So this is really bad for me. He's fighting my clone right now actually, but this is really bad for me because Urgot will lock onto Jax super early on. But against this guy, this positioning is quite good, I'd say, in general. Pretty happy with it. Kind of speed through this. Pretty close. I think I barely win. Okay, I do get the win. Like I said, this Bel'Veth is putting in a lot of work for me. So now I'm looking at the redemptions, just any like utility for my carries. I mean, these items are not great. I could just go for a Warwick item as well. I forget exactly what I do. Declaw isn't even great because I have gold makeshift, so I don't even want to put a Declaw on my frontliner necessarily. So that's why I was thinking redemption, because it could give the damage reduction to my carries. But since I can't get that, I'd probably just go for, you know, Titans, Bloodthirster, RC for Warwick. It's kind of whatever. Right, Titans here. Okay, I'm going Titans. So I'm gonna do my rolling first before I pop the anvil. I'm 3 Jax off. Probably pop the anvil looking for a Warwick item most likely. RC, Rapid Fire, Last Whisper, all good. And I'm opting for the RFC, which I think is reasonable. At this point, I'd probably consider reforging the cone, but it's not the end of the world. Kind of the matchup, same type of process. Obviously, against Acel, it doesn't matter where you position because his ability, it does not. It's randomly targets, so. I think I do take the win here. Yeah, I mean, this Bel'Veth was a smurf this game. Knives Edge, definitely huge. Really happy with my augments as well. There's a lot of good combat augments for Jax though. I mean, scoped weapons, battle mage, ascension, second wind, celestial blessing. These are all good. I'm starting to hold Bel'Veths because I realize I'm gonna roll a lot at 8, so it'll probably be good. And since most of my opponents are AP at this point, I just end up switching to Fiddle over Defender. Defender's kind of worthless at this point. Just 2 Defender versus mostly AP comps is kind of whatever. The Duelist guy's about to die, so I have Warwick pair and a Jax, so that's a huge shot for me. like I said, just gonna chill. I'm really in no rush. I'm streaking with this board, so I might as well just try to, you know, max out or maximize the chance that I have to count my board. I kind of messed up my positioning there. I just swapped too late. I saw this guy swapping, but it is what it is. I mean, that's gonna happen. I got the important thing, which is just the concept that I want my units away. Obviously, Belveth here would be better, but it happens. This guy is quite strong. Janna 2 with Giant Slayer, Urgot 2, Nunu level 9 as well, so it's gonna be very hard to beat him. Like I said, there's not much great for me to add at 9, so I actually have preferred to just try to roll for things like Belveth 3 or Warwick 3, Jax 3 obviously at 8. That is what has been working for me personally. See, I'm still 63 HP, I have 30 HP lead, so again, still no urgency even though I did just lose, but I kind of realized this Urgot guy is gonna be my problem in this game. Go for third Warwick item here. Oh no, I go for Zeke's, which I think is fine. We're one Jax off. I decided to just Nico it because like at this point there's nothing else I'm gonna Nico. If you just look at my board, so I'm fine with just taking it. And then yeah. So I end up reforging the cone. And I got a GS for Warwick, which is not bad, and then I just Zeke's there. It is windy Janna this game, which is worth noting. So if I find a Janna, I'd probably play it over Fiddle. Otherwise, pretty standard. You'll see now, I even hit Jax 3. I'm trying to position for his Warwick here. Even after hitting Jax 3, I think I do decide to just spend my gold at 8 because there's, like I said, there's nothing really great I can add at 9. Sure, a Fiddle 2 or Urgot 2 could make somewhat of a difference, but honestly, I kind of already know I'm getting top 1 or top 2 anyway. I think the most reliable way to try to get first here is to go for like a 3-star 4 cost at this point. Warwick or Belveth. I don't think just putting in an item list like Urgot 2 or Fiddle 2 will do much against the full legendary guy, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm gonna end up rolling here. Hit Fiddle pair. Warwick 2 is big. Like I said, I mean, I just lost 2 rounds. I'm still 46 HP, so don't panic too early. You want to trust yourself and get better at rolling down quickly, because this can make or break the placement. If you have more gold to roll with to try to hit, it can make or break your placement for sure. So Jax 3 is doing some work for sure, but definitely a little outcapped by Janna 2 or Urgot 2. 4 defender board as well. It's not great for me with Knife's Edge. Taking a 2-0 here with 50 gold is fine. So I'm probably gonna wait one more. If not, I'll probably just send it here. You know, you can kind of do either. 5 Belveths is very big. I think I do wait one more because I'm confident that I'll be able to roll the 50 golds next turn. Like I said, just maximizing the chance. And you'll see I'm scouting this guy, mainly looking at his Janna where the windy is, and trying to get away from the Urgot. And like I said, this positioning I'm probably happy with in general. Maybe a Warwick on the right would have been correct and Fiddle on the left. But in general, getting the Belveth and the Jax is the most important at this point. You'll see we are losing pretty convincingly to this guy. So now I'm on 1 life. I am going to roll it down. This guy dies to a clone. I believe my clone. Yeah. This carousel, nothing too exciting. I believe I just go Zephyr. Yeah, we're just going to roll it down here. There's the first one. 2 off, 1 off. Wait. Oh yeah, I do At this round, I believe. I end up having to sell board. I hit it on the last roll. I'm 7 out of 8. I mean, this was just my last ditch effort, right? Because I'm fighting. I just lost him anyway, so it's like I might as well try. This was kind of unlucky. I didn't have a great Zephyr for the Urgots, unfortunately, because I was rolling. Bit of a mistake by me. But I did put the Zephyr here, which was my best chance. That Zephyr's this hex. So it's a 1 in 5 to Zephyr's Urgot. So not really great odds, but I tried. And you'll see though, we do hit Velvet 3, but I believe we actually just lose, which is kind of funny. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. I tried my best. I am 7 out of 8, so I am down a unit for sure. Reverse fawn to hit this Velvet, but yeah, I get smashed with Velvet 3, which is kind of funny. Overall, a great Jax game. It's really hard to get first on Jax, but that is exactly how I would play it, and hopefully my thought process has been helpful for all of you players trying to improve and climb this set. So yeah, expect more guides like this. Please give me feedback if you have any, and I expect to I'm planning on making a lot more videos just like this one to try to grow my my TFT following. I also do stream TFT on twitch.tv/junglebook1_TFT. So be sure to give that a follow if you want to catch me live. Alrighty, y'all. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.